Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and I've come on to go ahead and do my September wrap up. And I read 13 books. I thought I was going to read a few more than that, but I only got 13 read. So, yeah, well, here we go. A lot of these I'm going to have to show you on the Kindle because I've either returned them on the returned them or that's how I read them. So, okay. The first one that I read for the month was called Hare Moon, and it's by Carrie Ryan. And as you can see, it's a Forest of Hands and Teeth novel, or story, not novel. And it's an ebook. And I read The Forest of Hands and Teeth a couple months ago and really enjoyed it. This one I gave a 4. This is actually telling the story of one of the sisters, the main sister from the first Forest of Hands and Teeth, the original book. And it gives you kind of some perspective on why she was the way she was in that book. And that's pretty much all I can say because I don't want to give it away, anything else away, in case if you ever decide to read that book. So, but yes, I definitely recommend this whole series and the little novellas that go with it. If you like apocalyptic books, or if you like zombie books. So, okay, the next one I read was Glass Sword, and that is by Victoria Aveyard, and I also gave this one a 4. This is the Red Queen book 2. I really enjoyed this one. We get a little bit more of the rebels in this one, and that whole world. And that's pretty much all I can say about this one. If you don't know what the Red Queen is, it's basically, this world is, there are 2 types of people. There are reds who bleed red, and there are silvers who bleed silver. And the silvers have power and the reds do not. And this girl has manifested powers and nobody knows why. And that the first one is about her finding out about her powers, and some stuff go down, and this is a continuation of the story. But yes, I liked it very much and love this world. And yes, very, very happy that I got to read this one. Alright, the next one I read was American Vampire 2, which the cover looks like this. I gave this one a 4. I liked it okay. It was not like the first one. Now, the first one was written by Scott Snyder and Stephen King. This one was not. Stephen King was not in this one. So I felt it was a little, the story kind of was a little different, and it kind of went in a different direction. It kind of continued with the first one, but it was different. So I didn't like this one as much as I liked the first one. This is a graphic novel, and it's about American vampires, old school vampires, turn into this new school vampire that they call American vampires. And it's a whole, there's like a Wild West element to it. And I don't know, the first one was really good. And I think there's a third one or a fourth one that I can't find to read anywhere. So I might have to figure out if I can eventually buy them and finish off the series that way. So that's kind of disappointing. But yeah, but anyway, yes, American Vampire, it was okay. The next one I read was Mouse, and this one I gave a 4, just because it was a little, I don't know, the story is about this guy, and his father was in the concentration camp, and so he's going back and forth where he's telling his father's story, but he's also telling the story of him and his father now. And the story of him and his father now is very, it has issues. There's just a lot going on, and he's sometimes not very nice to his dad, and his dad is definitely not very nice to him and his new wife, and it just, I don't know, it just, but the backstory was pretty good. I've actually got the second one to read, which I'm probably going to hopefully read soon. And I don't think I said, this is by Art Spiegelman. And it was very, like I said, it was very, very good, very eye-opening if you know, because this is actually, you know, his father's tale. So, or his father's story, true story of what happened to him during World War II. So, if you like the history behind World War II, then I think you'll enjoy this book. It is a graphic novel. It is a black and white graphic novel, but I kind of got over that, and you know, so, and it's cool because the mice are the Jews and the cats are the Nazis, and then he uses other animals, you know, for just other people. So it's very, very, very interesting. So, all right, the next one I read was The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding by Alexandra Bracken, sorry about that. This book was amazing. I listened to this on Audible because I couldn't get it in my library. I couldn't get it on my ebook. I couldn't get it scribbed ebook. The only way I could get it was scribbed audio. So I listened to it on audio, which actually the audio book was awesome. I mean, it was just amazing. The actor did a great job. But this is about a boy who is possessed by a fiend, and the type of fiend he's possessed by is called a malefactor. And basically, it's kind of like, you know, where they say the devils would come and, you know, you sold your soul to the devil. Well, you sell your soul to the malefactors. And so his great, whatever it was, grandfather, sold his soul and all his family's soul to this malefactor for them to have prosperity. And Prosper, which is, his name is actually Prosperity, Redding is now the host for this malefactor. And a lot of things happened, a lot of unexpected things happened that I really can't go into because I don't want to spoil it. And there's actually a second book which I thought was already out, so I went to go read that one, or to go find that one, and I found out that that one's not out until February. So I have to wait. And I'm so excited. I really want to read it, so I'm hoping that I can get a hold of it somehow. Because like I said, I loved this book. And when you can see the malefactor in the mirror, and he actually is the fox, the white fox that you see here. That is the malefactor. And the malefactor's name is Alistair. And so the second book is something about the last something of Prince Alistair or something like that. So yeah, I'm really excited about that one. And I gave this a 5 if I didn't say that already. So, but yes, this was one of the best books. It was really, really good. Okay, the next ones I didn't do on here. It's The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, which I gave a 5. The Hate List by Jennifer Brown. And If I Stay by Gail Foreman. I gave all 3 of those 5s. And I mentioned all 3 books, showed you what they look like, and told you what they were about in my Contemporary-A-Thon Wrap Up. And I will link that down below so that you can, if you're interested in any of those books, you can check them out. And I kind of did a little bit of not really a rant, but I just kind of gave my opinion on some things too on there. So yeah. But those awesome books, all great books. So the next one that I read after the Contemporary-A-Thon was King's Cage, which is the 3rd book in the Red Queen saga. So like I read the 2nd one and the 3rd this month, or in September. And I can't really tell you what King's Cage is about either. But the story continues. This one kind of got a little boring in the middle. I will say that it did pick up towards the end. So if you're reading these and get bored, don't DNF this one. Wait till after things wait until she gets out of the predicament she's in, and it does get better. It does pick up back up. So don't give up on it. That's all I'm going to say, because it does get better. And now I have to wait for the 4th one because I'm on the waiting list at my library. I think I'm like 30-something out of 26 copies that they have at the E library. So I'm waiting patiently because I really want to read the last book. I think it's called War Storm, if I'm not mistaken. So, but yeah, I really am enjoying the Red Queen books. So yeah, I can't wait to finish those. And then finally, we can get to books that I actually have in physical copy. And the first one is Never Fade, which is the second book in The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. And this is the continuation of the first one, of the Darkest Minds book. I'm trying to think if there's, I really can't go into anything because there's spoilers. But the first one is about a girl, her name is Ruby, and she, basically, it's another one of those where they have fever or sickness, it's a flu, whatever, and either the kids die or they get powers. And she gets powers, and so the first book is about her going to a camp because the government is afraid of the kids, and she escapes the camp, etc., 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 and this one is a continuation of that one. So yeah, but I gave this one, oh, did I tell you I gave King's Cage a 4? This one I gave a 5, because this one was really, really good. I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, I enjoyed this one. Oh yeah, okay, I remember. I was trying to remember what, because I'm reading a lot of books, series books, and I was trying to remember what this one is about. Yeah, but she ends up kind of, she's learning more about her powers in this one, we'll put it that way. So, but it ends really weird, and there's a character from the first one that we really don't like that is in this one too, and very sad that yeah, anyway. So there's that one. Then, I read this one next, The Shadow Queen. This is number 4. This one is in my Fall Into Reading wrap up, very short wrap up. I guess gave it a 4. It was a little, I don't know. It was good though. But it's a retelling of Snow White. But Snow White has powers in this one, so she's got magic. So, and it's by C.J. Redwine. So, but if you are interested in a little bit more detail, then you can check out my other wrap up. Then I finally finished the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I did start during the Contemporary-A-Thon. And this one's by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I did enjoy this one, but I gave it a 4. It was not, like most people say, you know, act like this, it's, you know, the most awesome book they've ever read in their entire life, and I did not feel that. It was a good book. Like I said, I did give it a 4. I don't think it was that amazing. The twist at the end of why she picked, what's her name? Monique. Why she picked Monique. I didn't really like it. I was thinking something else, which I think would have been cooler if it was something else, but yeah, yeah. Even though there are parts of this that I really, really enjoyed, I'm not as impressed as some other people, but I did like it. You know, don't get me wrong, I did really like this book. So, but this is about, for those of you that don't know what this is about, this is about a lady named Monique. She is a writer for a magazine, and she gets the opportunity to interview Evelyn Hugo, who is this mega old-time movie star, and it kind of goes from there. So, yeah. But anyway, that's that. And the very last book, the 13th book that I read this month, is, and actually it wasn't a book. Oh, did I not? Oh, yes, it is. There it is. It was What Once I Feared, or What Once We Feared by Carrie Ryan. It's another, it's the very last Hands and Teeth, the Forest of Hands and Teeth thing that I needed to read before I read them all. And I didn't realize, I thought it was a book. It wasn't. It's not. It's a short story, or a novella, whatever you want to call it. More like a short story. It was like 29 pages. I gave it a 3. I was very disappointed. This would have been great as a book. It was too fast. She was telling things. It was like, okay, this is just an example. This is not what it was in the book, but it's like, oh, well, I ate dinner and I ate spaghetti. And then and that caused me to, and you know what I mean? That was a bad example, but it told you, it didn't show you, and it would go back and forth telling you things, and it was like, no, I want the whole story, and it felt very rushed. It felt, I don't know, I was just disappointed because this was a story of what happened before, what, it was supposed to be, I thought, what caused the plague or whatever to cause, to make the zombies, and they didn't really go into that, and I was very, very disappointed. I would really not recommend this unless, like me, you want to read everything to say you've read everything in this world, and then, so you're done. But I would not recommend this. Highly disappointed. And it was so sad because everything else I read this month was 4 and a 5 except for this. So, but anyway, so there's the 13 things that I read for September. And hopefully in the next couple days I will come on for what I'm going to read in October. Of course, I've already started some books. So I don't know. I'm a mess. I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm doing 4 readathons, I think that's the amount I'm doing. And so I've already got TBRs going for some of them, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing and how to get all these books read that I want to read, and I'm just going to take it easy and just read. That's what I'm going to do. So I hope you guys are enjoying what you're reading. Please let me know if what you're reading now. If you've read any of these books that I read this in September, let me know what you think. If you're going to read some of these books, whatever. Just let's chat down in the comments, and I will see you again in the next video. And please remember to be kind to each other. Bye.